Hey everyone, I've been seeing this VEVOR Commercial Ice Maker popping up all over lately, especially in restaurant supply threads and home bar groups. People keep asking about it, so I figured I'd grab one and run it through real-world tests to see if it's worth the hype, or if it's just another overbuilt appliance that'll gather dust in your garage. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, this thing is seriously heavy-duty. We're talking 360 pounds of ice every 24 hours, that's not a typo. I set it up in my garage next to the kegerator, and within 6 hours it had already filled its 85-pound storage bin. I used it during a weekend party with 30 people, and we went through 2 kegs and a cooler full of drinks without ever running out of ice. The neighbors even asked if I was running a mini bar out back. The key here is the enhanced insulation. The walls are thick, the door seals tight, and it kept the ice solid even after the compressor cycled off during peak hours. One feature I didn't expect to use much but now love is the adjustable ice thickness. You can toggle between small cubes, half cubes, and full cubes depending on what you're chilling. Small cubes are perfect for cocktails because they melt slower and don't water down your drink as fast. Half cubes are great for keeping beer bottles cold without making a mess. And full cubes? Ideal for serving whiskey neat or keeping a seafood platter icy. The LED display makes it dead simple to switch modes, just press a button and it starts adjusting within minutes. Placement flexibility is another win. It's marketed as built-in, freestanding, or under-counter, and it actually delivers. I tried it on the countertop first, then slid it under the bar, and finally mounted it inside a cabinet frame using the included template. The ventilation stays clear, the noise level is lower than my window AC unit, and the stainless steel exterior looks clean whether it's exposed or hidden. I've seen people tuck these into tiny apartment kitchens, so unless you're trying to wedge it into a phone booth, you'll find a spot. Now, the smart control panel is where things get practical. You can set a timer so the machine only runs during off-peak hours to save electricity. There's also a self-cleaning cycle that takes about 20 minutes and uses a built-in pump to flush out mineral buildup. I ran it once after 2 weeks of heavy use, and the inside looked brand new, no scrubbing, no vinegar soak, just push a button and walk away. The only minor gripe is that the display is a little small if you're squinting from across the room, but once you're up close it's crystal clear. I should mention the noise. At full blast it's about as loud as a quiet dishwasher, definitely noticeable but not obnoxious. If you're sensitive to humming, maybe don't put it right next to your bed, but in a garage, basement, or outdoor bar area it's totally fine. Another thing to watch for is the water connection. It uses a standard 1/4 inch line, so if your supply is low pressure you might need a small booster pump. I hooked mine up to a dedicated line off the main supply, and it's been trouble-free for weeks. So, is it perfect? Not quite. The initial setup requires a level surface and a bit of patience aligning the drainage tube. If your floor isn't perfectly flat, you'll need to shim it or it'll rattle when the compressor kicks in. Also, the ice it makes is softer than what you get from a bagged restaurant machine, great for drinks, not ideal if you're trying to sculpt a crystal swan for a buffet. All in all, if you're a home mixologist, a small restaurant owner, or just tired of schlepping bags of ice every weekend, this VEVOR machine is a solid investment. It's built to last, easy to maintain, and actually delivers on its specs without cutting corners. The link is below if you want to take a closer look. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.